Tonight, while you're sleeping, something extraordinary will happen. Your eyes will close, your body will rest, but your brain will remain busy, very busy. It will create people, places, voices, stories, entire worlds. You may find yourself walking through a city you've never visited, talking to someone who isn't there, flying above mountains, running from danger, reliving a memory from years ago. And while it's happening, none of it will feel strange. None of it will feel fake. It will feel completely real. Then you will wake up, and within minutes, most of it will disappear, forgotten, gone, like a movie erased from existence. But here's the strange part. This happens almost every night, not just to you, to everyone, every human being on Earth, for as long as humans have existed. Which raises a question, a very important question. Why? Why does the brain spend so much energy creating dreams? What purpose do they serve? And why do scientists still disagree about what dreams actually are? To answer that question, we need to begin with sleep itself, because sleep is not simply a period of darkness. It is not a switch that turns the brain off. In fact, while you're sleeping, your brain goes through a complex journey, a journey divided into different stages. Each stage plays a different role. As you drift into sleep, your brain activity slows, your muscles relax, your breathing becomes steady, your awareness of the outside world fades away. But then something unexpected happens. Several times throughout the night, your brain enters a mysterious state known as REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement, and during this stage, your eyes begin moving rapidly beneath your eyelids. Your body remains mostly still, but your brain becomes incredibly active. In some areas, it becomes almost as active as when you're awake. Scientists were shocked when they first discovered this, because they expected sleep to be quiet, passive, inactive. Instead, they found something completely different, a brain that seemed to be working overtime. And this is where most dreams occur, inside REM sleep. But dreaming is not unique to humans. Scientists have observed REM sleep in many animals. Dogs dream, cats dream, rats dream. Some birds appear to dream. Even animals separated from humans by millions of years of evolution experience similar sleep patterns, which suggests something important. Dreaming may not be an accident. It may be a deeply important biological process, one that evolution decided was worth keeping. But why? One of the most popular theories involves memory. Throughout the day, your brain is flooded with information, faces, conversations, images, sounds, experiences, thousands upon thousands of pieces of information. Most of them are unimportant. Some of them are essential. The brain faces a problem. How does it decide what to keep and what to throw away? Some scientists believe dreams are part of that process. While you sleep, your brain reviews the events of the day, sorting them, organizing them, storing important memories, removing unnecessary details. In a sense, dreaming may be the brain's version of cleaning and organizing a giant library. Imagine a librarian working through the night, putting books back onto shelves, throwing away duplicates, creating order from chaos. Your brain may be doing something very similar, every single night. And there is evidence to support this idea. Studies show that sleep improves memory. People often perform better on learning tasks after sleeping. Students remember information more effectively after a good night's rest. Athletes improve skills faster when sleep is included in training. The brain appears to use sleep as a tool for learning, and dreams may be part of that process. But memory is only part of the story. Because dreams do something else, something even stranger. They process emotions. Because dreams do something else, something even stranger. They process emotions. Think about the last time you had a stressful day. Maybe you argued with someone. Maybe you felt anxious. Maybe something happened that stayed in your mind long after it ended. Then you went to sleep, and somehow that experience found its way into your dreams. Not always directly, not always logically, but it appeared. Perhaps as a symbol, perhaps as a strange situation, perhaps as a completely different story. Scientists believe dreams may help us process emotional experiences, almost like a safe simulation, a place where the brain can replay events without real-world consequences, a place where emotions can be explored and understood. And this may explain why dreams are often so strange, because the goal may not be accuracy. The goal may be emotional processing. Your brain isn't trying to create a perfect movie, it's trying to understand how you feel, and emotions rarely follow logic. This brings us to one of the strangest aspects of dreaming: nightmares. Everyone has experienced them. You wake up suddenly, your heart is racing, your breathing is fast. For a few moments, the dream feels real, even after opening your eyes. But why do nightmares exist? Why would the brain create fear while we're asleep? At first, nightmares seem useless, even cruel. But some researchers believe they may serve an evolutionary purpose. Imagine living thousands of years ago. Every day brought danger, predators, enemies, accidents. Survival required preparation. The better prepared you were, the better your chances of staying alive. Some scientists suggest dreams act as a threat simulator, a virtual reality system created by the brain, a place where dangerous situations can be rehearsed without real consequences. In this theory, nightmares may be practice. Practice for danger, practice for survival, practice for uncertainty. If that's true, then nightmares are not mistakes. They're training exercises. Ancient survival software still running inside a modern brain. And while the world around us has changed dramatically, the brain itself has not changed nearly as much, which may explain why our nightmares often involve the same themes: being chased, falling, getting lost, losing control, facing danger. These fears are deeply rooted in human history, and they continue to appear in our dreams today. But dreams are not always something that happens to us. Sometimes people become aware that they are dreaming. Imagine realizing that everything around you is a dream: the buildings, the people, the sky, the entire world. You suddenly understand that none of it is real. Yet the dream continues. This phenomenon is called lucid dreaming, and for centuries it sounded impossible. But scientists now know that lucid dreams are real. Some people can even learn to experience them intentionally. During a lucid dream, a person becomes aware that they are asleep, and in some cases, they can influence what happens next. They can fly, change locations, control the environment, or simply observe the dream while knowing it isn't real. It's one of the strangest states the human brain can enter, neither fully asleep nor fully awake, somewhere in between. A conscious mind wandering through an unconscious world. And perhaps the existence of lucid dreams reveals something important. The boundary between reality and imagination is thinner than we think, much thinner. Every night, your brain creates experiences that feel completely real. Your emotions react, your heart reacts, your thoughts react, even though nothing around you actually exists. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If a dream can feel real, How does the brain decide what reality actually is? Because from the brain's perspective, reality is not something it directly sees. Reality is something it constructs, moment by moment, using information from the senses. When you're awake, that information comes from the outside world. When you're dreaming, it comes from within. Yet both experiences can feel equally convincing. And that may be one of the most fascinating mysteries of all. Not dreaming, but consciousness itself. And this brings us to a surprising fact. After thousands of years of observation, after decades of scientific research, after countless experiments, nobody knows exactly why we dream. Not completely. Not yet. Scientists have theories, many theories. Some focus on memory. Others focus on emotions. Some suggest dreams help us prepare for danger. Others argue dreams are simply the byproduct of a busy brain. And the truth may be that all of them are partially correct. Because the brain is the most complex object we have ever discovered. More complex than any machine. More complex than any computer. More complex than anything else known to exist. Inside your head are roughly 86 billion neurons, each connected to thousands of others, forming a network so complicated that it is difficult to comprehend. And every night, that network creates entire worlds. Worlds filled with stories, people, places, emotions, experiences, all without a single ray of external light entering your eyes. Think about that for a moment. When you dream, the brain becomes both the audience and the storyteller, both the observer and the creator. It writes the story, builds the world, creates the characters, then experiences everything as if it were real. And perhaps that is why dreams continue to fascinate us, because they reveal something extraordinary about the human mind. The brain does not simply observe reality, it creates reality. Every moment of your waking life is already a model constructed by the brain. Colors, sounds, shapes, meaning. Your brain takes information and turns it into experience. Dreams simply prove how powerful that process really is. Because during a dream, the outside world disappears, yet experience remains. Entire worlds remain. For thousands of years, people believed dreams were messages from gods, prophecies, warnings, visions of the future. Ancient civilizations built entire belief systems around them. Kings consulted dream interpreters. Priests searched for hidden meanings. And even today, many people believe dreams contain messages waiting to be understood. Science has not confirmed those beliefs, but it has revealed something equally fascinating. Dreams are not random. Patterns exist. Emotions appear again and again. Themes repeat across cultures, across continents, across generations. People dream about falling, being chased, flying, getting lost, arriving somewhere unprepared, meeting people who no longer exist. Somehow, despite our differences, the human mind continues to dream in remarkably similar ways, and that suggests dreams may be connected to something fundamental about being human, something deeper than language, deeper than culture, perhaps even deeper than conscious thought itself. Maybe dreams are the brain's way of exploring possibilities, testing ideas, reorganizing memories, understanding emotions, preparing for tomorrow. Or maybe dreams serve multiple purposes at once. A little memory, a little emotion, a little survival training, a little creativity. The truth is, we still don't know. And that uncertainty is what makes dreams so fascinating. Because every night, every human being willingly enters a mystery. You close your eyes. You surrender consciousness. And for several hours, you travel somewhere that science still cannot fully explain. A place that exists nowhere on Earth. yet somehow exists inside every human mind. Then morning arrives, the world returns, the dream fades, and reality takes its place once again. But tonight, it will happen again. Your brain will build another world, another story, another experience. You may remember it, you may forget it, but it will happen, just as it has happened for every generation before you. And perhaps that is the strangest part of all. For nearly a third of our lives, we leave reality behind and enter a world created entirely by the mind. A world we still do not fully understand. A world we call dreams. And after thousands of years, the question remains, why do we dream?